Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our October 2nd, 2025 Bedford Board of Education work session. We are now going to do roll call. Can I have roll call, please?
Yes. Ms. Boynton?
Here.
Ms. Turner Birch? Mr. Akins?
Here.
Ms. Macklin?
Here.
Ms. Carter?
Here. Thank you. If I can have everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you. We are now going to move on to 2.01, acknowledgement of our goals. Please make sure you read those at your leisure. Now we are on to 3.01, minutes from our September 18th work session. If I can have a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
It has been motioned by Mrs. Boynton, second by Mrs. Macklin, that we approve the minutes from our September 18th, 2025 Bedford Board of Education consent agenda meeting. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes. Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes, passes 4-0. Thank you, board. We are now on to 4.01, our consent agenda. May I have a motion for our consent agenda as presented?
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It has been motioned by Mr. Akins and seconded by Mrs. Boynton that we approve the consent agenda as presented. Do we have any questions? Hearing none, board. Roll call, please.
Yes. Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes, passes 4-0. Thank you, board. Do we have any new hires here? Seeing none. All righty. Gotcha. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our superintendent's report. I will pass it over to Dr. Johnson.
Good evening, Board President, Vice President, and Board members. This evening, I just have two items under 5.01. We ask of you approval of the following building facilities request. And under 5.02, we ask of you approval of the following service contract.
Thank you. All right, 5.01, can I have a motion for the request of approval of the use of the following school facilities?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, it has been motioned by Mrs. Macklin and second by, we'll say Mr. Akins, thank you, that we approve the request for the following facilities. Are there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Yes. Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Yes,
Ms. Carter?
passes 4-0. Thank you, board. We are now moving on to 5.02 for the service contract that is listed. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second.
It's been motioned by Mrs. Boynton, second by Mrs. Macklin, that we approve the service contract as presented. Is there any questions regarding the service contract? Here, yes?
Could you elaborate a little bit on what this contract is, please, Dr. Harrington?
Dr. Harrington, thank you.
I just brought it up a little bit, but again, just using their Title I funds between Columbus and Heskett, putting together a program where both buildings can support one another, I would say, for students to improve academically, be exposed to curriculum in a way in which they're also learning from peers, but being supported by teachers.
And it's paid for by
Title I, yep, their Title I budgets.
Any additional questions while we have Dr. Harrington here?
I have a question. Was Carrollwood able to participate in this? Because it's only just the one side of the district's fifth graders.
So what usually happens based on the needs of the building through their data, they determine what they want to do. I don't know if Carrollwood was involved in the conversation, and and also looking at their budget, it may not have been feasible at the time. So usually what happens when we have one building do something and not another, once we see how well it worked and it's sustainable, then we try and find other avenues to bring them on if the funds aren't available through their own Title I budget.
Great question. Any additional? All right, hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes. Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes, thank you, passes 4-0. We're now going to move on to our treasurer's report. I'm going to pass it over to Taylor.
Thank you, Board President, Madam Vice President, board members. Tonight, I have item 6.01, which is gifts and donations. It's a donation from Meyer of $2,500. 7.02 will be my 5-year forecast, which I will get up and present momentarily. And then that is it. 6.03, I'm sorry, is the student activity budgets and purpose statements to be approved.
Thank you.
Okay, tonight we are doing the 5-year forecast. Has been changed recently to now it's required a 4-year forecast, but I will continue to do a 5-year forecast to get a better outlook of our future in the community and school district. This is what a 5-year forecast currently is. We typically do the first one in November. It has been recently changed to where this one is now due in the middle of October, and then therefore after we will be required to do one at the end of every February and by the end of every August. So they've made slight changes. It used to be November and May. They kind of moved up the deadline on us. This is what the 5-year forecast is going to cover tonight, the general fund only. We are not talking about bond fund, Title I, any federal funds. It's strictly on the general fund. General fund, this is what it is. It's an account for all financial resources that are not restricted to specific purposes or otherwise required to be accounted for in another fund. This is where we were in May. You can kind of see our ending cash balance forecasted. That was the actual for 24 was 15.9 million. And then in 25, we were predicting to be 11.8 million in the positive ending cash, after a $4.1 million deficit spending. And then we slowly spend that money down in 26, 27 to where 28 we were 1.9 million in the negative, and 29 we're looking at 11 million in the negative with the deficit spending every year. So after the May forecast, they kind of finalized the Fair School Funding Plan. They continued years 5 and 6 with an 83% phase-in of the Fair School funding in 26, which is this current year, and 100% funding in 27. And from there on, they were not forecasting any additional revenue from the state at that time. They did update the local capacity data, which are property tax and income data, but they only use base cost inputs at fiscal year 2022. So they did not include any inflation increase for the state funding. They did last minute add a performance supplement, and thanks to Dr. Harrington's department and BEA and everyone in district-wide that helped implement that and get us that progress star, we did receive an additional $282,000 for 26 and 27. And like I said, this is because we got a 4-star in the progress rating. So this came out in March, but it's still accurate. You'll see that back in 1999, when the state share was at 45.7%, it was declared unconstitutional the way that the state funded public schools. And in fiscal year 25, we ended with 38.4%. We are down to 35% and looking at 32.2% as far as the state share percentage. That is with the fiscal year '22 basis not being increased. It continues to fall down. Sorry, I went the wrong way. Okay, so the 5-year forecast, like I had mentioned, reduces it now to where we're doing the current year and the next 3 years. That's what the state's going to be concentrated on, but tonight it's going to be a 5-year forecast still. So our forecasted revenue for '26, we are at $59,247,543 in the general fund. A majority of that is property taxes, real estate. That's not just homeowners, but also your business tax coming in. Then we have our unrestricted grants and aid and our tangible personal property tax, which is kind of your utility PUP tax. So you can kind of see our general property tax. That's our largest one. We are currently, everyone talks about the 20 mil floor. We are currently at 28.81 mils for the tax year. So we are not close to the 20 mil floor. There's been a lot of talk about getting rid of the 20 mil floor, but that does not affect us. We are not there yet. The last increase that we had, we gained about 2 mils. So it was the largest property tax increase we have seen here and ever in the state of Ohio, and that gave us an additional 2 mils. So we would have to have 4 more of those before we'd start having a conversation about the 20 mil floor, and those happens every 3 years. This is our public utility personal property, 8.2 million. Unrestricted grants and aid is 10.3 million. And then these are the rest of our funding. So if you look at what we were in May compared to October, we do have a spike in '26 and '27, and then we do continue to decline in '28 and '29. These are our expenditures. Total expenditures right now is $61.9 million. That is mainly personnel services, so employee salary and wages. 20% is employee benefits and insurance, and then purchase services is the third largest one at 13.63%. So your personnel services and your employee benefits, which is insurance, as well as your pension to STRS, SCRS, Medicare, workers' comp, that equals out to 78.33% of our expenditures, which is online to most public school districts in Ohio. We're pretty much right there. We're not overspending, we're not underspending. We're right in line with any other public school district in Ohio. Purchase services, $8.4 million. A lot of that is special education, instruction, tuition, utility costs, repairs, professional services, technical services, all that other stuff that's not our workers doing it, we're paying that for purchase services. Supplies and materials, we are forecast at $2.4 million. Capital outlay, $913,000. We do need to do some significant improvements to existing buildings that are not part of the bond issue, so that is that cost. And then you have your fiscal charges and your other objects. A lot of the other objects, when we receive property taxes, we have to pay fees, and that's where those lines are. So that's just costs associated with doing business. County collects on the taxes, and we have to pay a fee for that. So if you look at our expenditures, we are lower. We're that bottom green line currently. May was the lighter green line. So we do have an upward trajectory, but we did better in fiscal year '25 than we were forecasting, and then we continue with that upward trend. So this is our updated 5-year forecast. You'll see that in fiscal year '25, we did do better than what was forecasted at $13.6 million. We continue to deficit spend, but we are doing a lot better than what we were in May, based on recommendations by the state, our written plan, and just hard decisions that we had to make as a district led by Dr. Johnson. So you'll see we are looking End of this year, ending with 10.9 million, 27, 9 million, and then 28, 5.1 million, and then we are in a negative cash balance at 29. The one good thing about this, the state looks at this and they say that, based on these numbers, we don't have to perform a written plan this year. So we're not where we want to be, but we're doing better than what we were in the past. And then this is our forecast. You can kind of see that top line is our expenses. That middle line, light green, is our revenue. And then that blue line represents our cash balance as we deficit spend. And here is our cash balances, what was forecasted in May compared to what we have now. The bottom line is in May, you can kind of see we pretty much moved it out a year. If you take a look at that, almost identical. What we were forecast in May, we've kind of extended that 1 year as far as our cash balance. And these are our days on cash hand, so what that cash balance represents as far as our operating days. This year, we are planning or forecast to end with 64 days positive cash balance, and then it goes 53, 29, negative 12, and negative 60 and 30. So that is the presentation, and I'll open that to questions, but I'm going to go have a seat. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. Does anyone have any questions? I'm sure there are. Yeah, I do. We can't speak from the audience, I'm sorry. There's no, only from the board. The next meeting, you can speak from the audience. Yes. Thank you. Mrs. Boynton. Oh, you can't, I'm sorry, we can't answer at this time. I do apologize. Is there anyone on the board who has questions regarding the 5-year forecast you have just? So Taylor, just to confirm that, we are seeing some improvement, so I appreciate you coming in and definitely doing some hard work on this, and I know that the government and state is not making it any easier for you. Our numbers that we are, as a district, you're definitely working hard on trying to make sure that we're doing everything we can to increase where we can.
No,
and
absolutely.
improve.
I think the work started before I even got here, and I just helped continue with the hard work. As I came into the district, and it's very hard this day and age to forecast any increases of revenue just because of what we hear every single day. I mean, just this morning, the Senate voted to uphold the veto that the House did on the governor, which does not affect our district, thank goodness, because we don't have emergency levies, but affects a lot of other neighboring districts in the state of Ohio.
Thank you. Any other board members with questions? Hearing none. All righty. We're going to go ahead and go to 6.01, gift and donations. Can I have a motion to approve?
Oh, motion to approve the donation as presented.
Second.
It's been motioned by Mrs. Boynton, second by Mr. Akins, that we approve the following donation. Any questions regarding this? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes. Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Turner Birch?
Yes.
Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes, passes 5-0. Thank you, board. We're now on to the 5-year forecast. You have heard the forecast. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
May I have a second?
Second.
Been motioned by Mrs. Macklin, second by Mrs. Boynton, that we approve the 5-year forecast and assumptions as presented. Again, are there any questions, comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes. Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Turner Birch?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes, passes 5-0. Thank you, board. We are now on to 7.01, or 7, which is our board of new business, old business. 7.01 is the, I'm sorry, I failed. We are 6.03, student activity budgets and purposes goal as presented. Can I have a motion for student activity budgets?
Motion to approve the student activity budget and purpose and goal statements as presented.
Second.
It has been motioned by Mr. Akins and second by Mrs. Turner Birch that we approve the student activity budgets and purposes. Any questions on these? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes. Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Turner Birch?
Yes.
Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes, passes 5-0. Thank you, board. Now we're on to new business and old business. 7.01 is the treasurer's contract. This is for approval for the resolution for the addendum of its contract. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
It has been motioned by Mrs. Boynton, second by Mrs. Turner Birch. Do we have any questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call, please. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, did you have a question?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Turner Birch?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
And Ms. Carter?
Yes, passes 5-0. And then we are on 7.02, first reading of revised board's policies. Are there any questions?
At this time, I don't have any questions. It is first reading. However, I just want to make it that when we have the meetings, that all members are told a little bit more in advance or asked about dates and times that we are available so that we can be present.
We have heard you and duly noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions?
You want to just explain what the first reading mean and what the second reading would be?
So yes, usually you have to have 2 readings and then they are approved on the second reading. So this first reading is just where we need to go through, we read the policies, we see what changes are being presented to us, the policies that we need to change or revise, rescind, or take off. And so at this time, we are reading these policies, and then if there's any questions from the board, we ask those. There is a policy committee where we have 2 board members that are on that, and they go through that meeting, and then we come back to the board. We bring them here for approvals, and then if there is anything that at that time needs to be questioned about, we do that. The next reading will be an approval, and then these will go into official policy.
However, we can have up to 3 readings.
We can have up to 3, yes, if needed.
Tweak it, Danielle, and rewrite. And also,
We
would
can.
you mention the OLA?
Can you
That
go-
some
go
of,
ahead.
oh, sure, yeah, some of the revisions are made based on federal and state laws that have changed. And we have those recommendations from the OLA that tell us that we need to change those based on the laws that may have been passed. And if you keep up with what's going on today, there is a lot that affects the school district that we have to change right away, whether we want to or not. But it is recommended by Neola that we do that. And Neola does represent 1,500 districts in the state of Ohio. 1,500, not the state of Ohio, but 1,500 districts. So we take their recommendations and we make our policy read what they need to read so we don't get in trouble. And then there are some that are internal that we look at that needs to be changed. Correct me if I'm wrong, you're looking at me.
No.
With this word, Neola.
I'm just listening, but, I mean, yes, and we have the ability to strike certain things as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
And modifications to certain
Yeah, we
verbiage.
do modification
We
is
did
that.
it just a meeting a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Where we could take out certain verbiage, so it is
Right.
up to us to evaluate what is applicable and, you know, what we feel should be taken outside of the law.
Right.
Correct.
But most of the recommendation by Neola is the one that we keep because it does have to do with the changes in federal and the state level. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that because some people don't know what the first reading, second reading, all that stuff is.
No, but I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Anything else that we need to discuss before we get to adjournment? Anything on anybody's heart? I was gonna say, you have monthly announcements? I know you usually do.
It's not a regular board
This
It's a
never
work
stops you.
session. I usually do it at the regular board meeting, but
Okay,
I'm
well,
happy to see so many faces in attendance today and representation. Um, it is October. It is Down Syndrome Awareness Month. It is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, National Book Month, Mental Illness Awareness Month, National Dental Hygiene Month, and Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So it's a great month to celebrate a lot of things. I will also suggest, since it is next week, that election is November 4th. Please make sure that you are registered to vote. Registration closes on Monday, November 6th, and early voting begins on Tuesday the 7th.
October 6th.
So, I mean, Tuesday. Yeah.
You said November.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the election is November 4th.
Fourth, right, you said it
But,
closes
oh,
up
I'm
November
sorry,
6th.
excuse me, yes.
Just making sure.
My apologies. Voter registration ends Monday, October 6th, and early voting begins, October 7th on Tuesday. And you can vote at the Board of Elections, which has a new address. It's located on St. Clair now, in the old Plain Dealer building. So if you want to vote early, you would need to go there. Also, I would advise you that you look up every candidate on your ballot for every race. An informed voter is the best voter. So be sure that you are, Google searching or checking social medias or things of that nature of every candidate in every race. It's important to vote down your ballot every time that you have a ballot.
Thank you. And then before we adjourn, I just want to say that there were several of us that went across the street and did a walkthrough of the new middle schools. So excited. It's beautiful. Just to be able to walk through there was just breathtaking. So I can't wait for our students to be able to experience the new building. It's not even done, and we were really happy. So, anybody else?
I would just like to say I did attend, actually I saw Anthony and I attended, and Sharon, the SEL function on Saturday. So it was nice to see the families that came out and had questions about the great programs that we do offer here at Bedford City School District. So it was just nice seeing folks, talking to them, seeing our staff out representing what we do and what we do really, really good here in our district.
Good. All right, I'm just trying to get the date of our next meeting, which will be the 16th. So our next meeting is October 16th. That is the time that if you have any questions or anything, you are able to come at that time. Again, just to put out there are a lot of things that we will not be able to answer particularly at that time. So we do ask that if you fill out a green card when you come, we will, if we have the person here and they are comfortable with answering at that time, because again, this is on the record, we try to answer. This is not just coming from us. This comes from higher up too. They always say, make sure that when you're answering these, you are answering them with the correct people. So we will be able at that time to take questions on the green card at that time. You will have a time limit.
Thank you.
So, but we do, respect and ask people that if you're gonna come, please make sure that you fill out the card. We give you 2 minutes. There is nothing else at this time. Again, October 16th at 6 p.m. We will see you then. May I have motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
It has been motioned by Mrs. Boynton, second by Mrs. Mecklen, that we adjourn. All in favor? Roll call, please. Sorry.
Yes. Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Ms. Turner Birch?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?